Hey y'all, listen, I just wanted to say this before I go to bed. This is one of those DMB teaching tip rants, honey. I just feel like I gotta get it out and I gotta let somebody know. I love PBIS, which is positive behavior intervention and support. And I love social emotional learning, SEL. But none of that stuff ain't gonna work, y'all, if it ain't no consequences. No matter how much, and I hate that, I'm only saying this because I'm going through this right now. You know, you can point out the good. I'm looking to catch people being good. I'm rewarding the people being good. I'm rewarding the people being good. But if you don't do something to provide consequences, you have to punish somewhere. You got to punish the bad people somewhere. That's just like if America just decided, hey, we just gonna give treats and prizes to the people who are not criminals, and we gonna keep giving them treats and prizes, then the criminals, they gonna stop being criminals because they gonna want the treats and prizes. Just hearing myself saying it don't even sound right. What you think about that? This person is a thief, but we see him stealing. We not gonna do nothing. We gonna just point out the people that's not stealing and give them treats and prizes. And we gonna try to reform the person that's stealing and reteach them not to steal. But while we doing that, even though they stealing all the while, they stealing, keep stealing every day. They getting rich off of stealing. But we gonna give treats to the people that's not stealing and thank them. Thank you for not stealing. But they see him stealing. Nothing ain't happening to him. He not going to jail. He not even getting in trouble. He don't get arrested. All he have to do is write a note and say he's sorry for stealing and try to do something to restore the relationship. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's not going to work, honey. And it's what's going to happen is the people that's not stealing, they going to see what's happening with him. Then they going to say, well, I might as well steal too. He ain't nothing happened to him. I could steal too. And that's why a lot of schools are at right now, because they misuse the PBIS and misuse social emotional learning. That's not what it's about, y'all. It's not about not punishing students. You have to have some form of consequences. There is no way to live this life without, of course it's a mistake, but you still have to suffer the consequences. Like one of my children told me the other day, we were going out. I told them we would go out at the end of music and we'll have some fun time outside. So, but the ones who were misbehaving, I said, well, you have one extra lap. Every time I call your name or give you a strike, you have an extra lap. So the girl say, Mr. Dimmy, I'm sorry for acting up. I say, okay, thank you for apologizing. So when we got outside, she say, do I still gotta run 4 laps? Cause I said sorry. And I say, well, if you rob a bank, if you tell the people sorry, do you think they gonna still take you to jail? Yes. Well, you still gotta run your laps. Because thank you for saying sorry, I do appreciate that, but you still have to run your laps. And so what I'm saying, and this is what I teach, when I teach at conferences, I don't teach, oh, just do PBIS, do this, do that. You gotta have PBIS, but you gotta have those consequences in place and something, I'm not saying you gotta punish, punishment, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it punishment, some people call it consequences, whatever you want to call it. Something needs to be in place to handle the people who are not doing what they're supposed to do. You cannot reward the people who are doing what they are supposed to do but do nothing to the people who are not. Otherwise, you're going to get a mess on your hand. Because, like I was telling another teacher the other day, I'm sorry, y'all, I just got to get this out. Another teacher, I was telling them, just think about it, if you had the choice, if your principal or administrator or whatever job you own, if they said, hey, we're going to have the funnest meeting, we're going to have drinks, and we're going to have this and games at our team meeting or at our teacher, the meetings or whatever. Or you can go home and do what you want to do without any consequences. If you don't come to the meeting, it's okay. Most people are going to choose doing what they want to do without any consequences. If a student have the choice of the funnest, most exciting activity the teacher had planned for them, or doing whatever they want to do with no consequences, what do you think they're going to pick? Most students are going to pick doing what you want to do with no consequences. And now that has set them up as they get high. And I teach elementary. So as they get older in older grades of doing what they want to do with no consequences, because a lot of schools are misusing PBIS and misusing the tools for social emotional learning. Now, here it is. The police pull them over. I don't have to do what you say. And then, police do what police do. And that's not what we want to happen to our children. That's not the future I want to see for our kids. So my thing is, there has to be, if that means, what do you do after school? Detention. You got to do, if you act up, you got to do detention, or you get in-school suspension or suspension. During suspension, you do your other activities. That's when you do your PBIS activities. That's when you do social emotional learning and you reteach behaviors. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to say anything else. Yes, I am. I'm going to keep talking. But that's all I'm going to say. None of the activities that you do for restorative practice, PBIS, social emotional learning, Sanford Harmony, none of that stuff is going to work if you don't have some consequences in place that make the children think, oh, well, I don't want this consequence, so I'm going to move over in this direction. But most children don't know how to intrinsically become that responsible person yet. Just like when you try to make a kid go to bed for the first time, or, as parents, we know that, when it's time for your child to go to bed, they find every excuse to get up, and you got, go to bed, go back to bed. But if you let them stay up, they know they got you. And that's the same thing with kids. If kids push and you back up and let them push, they know they got you. But if they push and you, wait a minute, I'm going to stop. Then when they know, okay, I can't go too far because Mr. Jimmy gonna stop me, or this person is gonna stop me. And when they stop me, I'm gonna teach you some lesson. That's why when your parents used to spank you, like when my mama, she whooped you, she talked to you when she whooping you. And she said, I told you not to do this. Or, after you get a whooping, she said, well, this is why you got a spanking, because da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm not suggesting that we spank or that we do, but there needs to be some kind of consequences, and it needs to be already in place, and it needs to have some sustainability. Excuse me, y'all. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever the consequences are, they need to be sustainable, and it needs to be something that the kids know, like, I can't go too far because they're going to stop me. Okay? So, all I'm saying, none of that stuff will work unless there's something over there that the kids are like, oh no, I don't want to get that. So I'm going to try this. You know, most people who are rehabilitated criminals, they say, oh, I don't want to go back to jail anymore. So I'm going to, when somebody is on drugs and addicted to alcohol, they've seen the worst. So they say, oh no, I'm not going to go back to that. They have been rehabilitated. Okay? So that's all I'm going to say. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you think in the comments.